It's called Name of All Majesty, and it speaks about the fathomless mystery that Jesus would come to earth. I find that term fathomless particularly interesting, having spent more days on a submarine than I care to count. Thank you. Do you understand the origin of that fathomless? Up until about 70 or maybe 80 years ago tops, the only way that a mariner had to determine how deep the water was below the keel of the ship so they didn't run aground was to take what they call the sounding line. Line is what sailors call, what everybody else calls rope. Put a lead weight on it, throw the line out, and when you started to reel it in, when you felt the resistance of pulling up the weight, you would look at the markers that they had knots tied every 6 feet or every fathom, and they would count those fathoms. And they would pull up the rope and they'd say, okay, we have 10 fathoms or 60 feet of water beneath us, or 100 fathoms perhaps, depending on how long the rope you had. And if you got to the end of your rope before it hit the bottom, then the depth listed on the chart was simply unfathomable or fathomless. Too deep to know. And it wasn't until sonar around sometime in the 40s where we actually figured out we could bounce a sound beam off of the bottom and calculate the time and know exactly how deep the water was. In fact, my dad served in the Navy in the last year or so of World War II. And he told me that no matter where you go in the ocean, you're never more than a half a mile from land, but it might be straight down. Well, in fact, now we know that there's many places, hundreds of thousands of square miles, where it's far, far deeper than a half a mile. Thousands and thousands and thousands of feet, in some places thousands of fathoms deep. Name of all majesty.